Okay, so a question I got literally today while I was on the phone was about air quality in the Knoxville area. And she was asking me, what's up with the air quality? Why is it so bad in Knoxville? And I was like, I haven't heard that one. Now, I have heard like we have a pollen problem, we have an allergy problem, which I could see that, right? However, I don't think that's the same thing. So it led me to do a little bit of research. Does Knoxville have bad air quality? Is the air quality bad here? Okay, so I did a little research and it looks like it came from this article, this article, this article. This is the first time I'm using this thing and it's kind of cool. Anyhow, so there was an article from 2019 from a study from the American Lung Association, which basically said that Knoxville air quality is going downhill while the rest of Tennessee's air quality is improving. This included places like Memphis and Nashville. But it's important to note, first of all, the timing of this was in 2019. This is Lynn Lennington, who at the time was the Knox County Air Quality Management Division Director. I don't know if she's still there. I didn't do that research, but this was her at the time. And she made a comment that this study probably took into account sometimes in 2016 when we had the really horrible wildfires in Gatlinburg. And so she said that she felt like this was not giving the correct picture of what was actually happening in terms of air quality. Okay, so that being said, what has air quality been like recently with one N in the Knox area? Okay, so when we talk about air quality, we're talking about ozone, ground level ozone, and particle matter, particulate matter, whatever, small pieces of matter. Okay, so let's talk about what those mean. So ozone, first of all, is basically essentially what we talk about when we talk about smog. This is from EPA. So here is just like a diagram about what that exactly talks about. So this is things like stuff from utility vehicles, gasoline vapors, oxides, etc. So that's ozone, number one. Number two is when we talk about particulate matter. This is just very small. So what you see up there is a hair. It's like human hair. And this particulate matter 2.5 and particulate matter 10. First of all, I'm not a scientist, okay? But I'm just trying to give you a little background. These are tiny particles that we're breathing in that could include things like dust, dirt, soot, smoke. I'm reading right here. And just things that you can't really see. You're breathing those in. They're easily breathed in. So when we're talking about air quality in the Knoxville area, we're talking about ozone and particulate matter. And we also have this little air quality index from airnow.gov, which is also part of the EPA. And this is basically telling us that the air quality index is a sliding scale from 0 to 500. 0, the closer you are to 0, the better. 500, you have an air quality problem, like really bad. And based on the research that I've done just on today, it looks like Knoxville teeters around the high 40s to low 50 range. So overall in the good range. So let's look exactly what I'm talking about. So for example, this is airnow.gov from the EPA, and this is showing us, see this little green dot, boom, right there. We are doing good. We are in that 0 to 50 range. Okay, so then if we look at the American Lung Association, hold on here. They say our particle pollution, we get an A, and our ozone, we get a B. However, also as a side note, this is why ozone and particulate matter are bad, okay? Breathing them is irritating to the lungs. You could have more risk to the hospital. You could have lower birth rates, et cetera. Okay, so that being said, notice that we got a B from the American Lung Association when it comes to ozone. However, look at this trend. My head's in the way. Let me move myself over. Okay, notice that here is the trend. 2000, this is like 99 to all these years, we are above this blue line. It says below this line passes. Well, we've been passing an ozone since 2013. So that's ozone, right? Well, what about particulate matter? Well, this is particle pollution. This is like a 24-hour look. And from 2014 and on, we've been passing. And even before that, in the earlier 2000s, 2008, 2010, etc., we were below this line. And then if we look at the annual levels, we're still below this line since 2014. So I'm just saying, it's looking like we have A's across the board. You feel me? Now that's from ALA, American Lung Association. What if we look at IQ Air? So IQ Air is just another source of air quality information. And overall, this is where I said it looks like we teeter around the 40s. You can see here's where we have been since October 16th. Today is October 20th, and we're all in the goods. What is interesting about this is about 2 hours ago, this was like a 52, which is a yellow, which is still low in like the good. So 52, say if it was still 52, that would be moderate. Air quality is acceptable. However, for some pollutants, there may be a moderate health concern for a very small number of people who are unusually sensitive to air pollution. So even in the yellows, that is unusually sensitive. So we're not even typically in the yellows. And let's look at a month-long trend. So this month-long trend is from IQ Air, and notice that overall that we're mostly green. We had a couple days in September in the yellow, but again, that's not good for people who are unusually sensitive. And it's just saying there's small levels of possible irritants. So all that being said, it looks as if Knoxville doesn't necessarily have an air quality problem. So I wouldn't worry too heavily. Like if you're thinking about moving to Knoxville, but you're worried that the air quality is horrible, it looks as if that's not true. And this is the star rating for today. This is from airnow.gov. So another way to see where we are, and it's saying good. It also shows good in ozone and good in our particulate matter. So overall, if you want to do more research, here's some of the sources I looked at. But again, it looks like the Knoxville area doesn't really have an air quality problem. So if you have questions, if you totally disagree with this, then obviously let me know. But this is the brief amount of research I did. I just think that there's other reasons why you might not choose Knoxville, but I don't think air quality would be one of them. So yeah, have a good one.